If you live in a smaller rental home like we do, or you just want to make the very most of your storage, I have got some secret hacks for you that no one else is talking about. Let's start with a quick win. Get a couple of these long flower pots at Dollar Tree. Now they have just restocked all their spring gardening supplies, and you'll also need a couple of these long metallic trays. Because these trays fit perfectly over the top of these flower pots, we're going to use them in some new ways for hidden storage. First, I'm showing you how to use them to store extras in your bathroom in the most unlikely space. I am using this to hold my extra soaps and also my tissue packets, and most of us have at least one cabinet on the wall of our bathroom, and that's a perfect spot to use for storage. Another name for this video could be things that stack, because we are all about using the vertical storage in our very small spaces today. This storage looks so nice. It just fades into the cabinets. No one really is going to notice it, but I know that whenever I need to reach this backstock, it's easy for me to get to. And the best part is it costs under $5. Welcome to Skip to My Life. I'm Shannon, and I am here to help you live an upscale lifestyle on a downsized budget. I want to give you the confidence to organize your space no matter the size and no matter whether you rent or own. Here are a couple more ideas for using these long pots and the trays as well. So I am just gluing some styrofoam to the top of that tray with hot glue, and then I'm just taking leftover greenery that I had in my stash and making it look a little bit camouflage for that lid. I chose greenery and neutrals for this project, but you could definitely make it specific for the time of year or for the season. If you're new to Skip to My Life, a great big welcome. Make sure you comment below and let me know how we found each other. But if you've been watching for a while, you've probably seen my little spice organizer. Now, many of you ask me, where do you keep the full-size bottles of spices? And I like to store them in areas that are out of the way, that aren't as easy to reach. So this is a great idea for that purpose. As you can see, if we put those lids on tight and lay these spices on their sides, this planting box is big enough to hold quite a few full-size spice bottles. With our camouflage tray on top, no one is going to know that this is not a real plant or a faux plant, especially up high on the shelf. I love to use the tops of cabinets for storage and make it look really appealing and even camouflaged with ideas like this one. If you're getting some good ideas today, don't forget to click the like button. And if you haven't already, I would love to have you subscribe. That means you're first in line to know when I have a new video out. My vision for an organized space is something that's visually relaxing, and to me, that means greenery. So instead of the clutter that often accumulates on this windowsill, I'm going to use the same idea with our dog supplies and just camouflage them with this little faux plant. This windowsill is one of the first things that you see when you enter our house, and it always kind of bugged me that the clutter was sitting here. But now I love the way that this looks. Even though it's not a real plant, it looks to me like a real plant, but I know that I can get to these dog supplies whenever I need them. These rectangular trays are a hidden gem at Dollar Tree. This one that you see here, I have had a long time. I glued a candlestick in the middle and then painted those oblong trays, and I've used it for two-tier decor and also as a serving piece. Dollar Tree often makes these rectangular trays in seasonal patterns as well. So if you're looking for a really quick and easy gift or a way to display something for a party, keep your eye out for these rectangular trays at Dollar Tree. I'm guessing you've seen these lucite containers in the party section before, as well as these bowls. Now these bowls come two to a pack, and I love finding things that are multiples for $1.25 because that drives the price down for us. Make sure when you purchase these bowls that you look to see if they're in perfect condition. The ones that I got home were cracked, so they're not the most sturdy, but they're going to work really well for this organizing and storage idea I'm going to show you. Next time you're serving chips and dip, put ice in the bottom container set that little bowl in the top, and then put your dip in the bowl. It looks beautiful, and it's going to keep that dip chilled for a long, long time. Not only is this a great idea for entertaining, but we're also going to talk about how we can use it to organize our counters and our craft spaces. If you struggle with bathroom counter clutter like I do, this is a great solution, and you can use it in multiples. Simply store your oblong items like lipsticks in the bottom, and then your more bulky or round items like eyeshadows or blush in the bowl on top. Now it's so easy to clean up that kitchen counter and store these objects until you need them for the next time. If you choose to leave them out on your counter, they're pretty enough to do that. I store my makeup underneath my sink, and this takes up so little space that I could use 2 or 3 of these. Those of us who have a hobby or craft space know that it can quickly get cluttered, and this little organization idea is a great tool for you. I decided to divide my washi tape, which is just a scrapbook decorative tape, by the big thick rolls on top and the skinny rolls on the bottom. Now I can see exactly what I have, and I can access it much easier than I was before. If you want an even more visually appealing storage and organization option, then just turn both these pieces over and hot glue gun that bowl as a base to the larger container. Now you've got a beautiful display with a higher tier in back and a lower tier in front. This would make such a fun idea for a candy bar or for a party display, but you could also use it for office organization or craft room organization or even in your bathroom. Dollar Tree recently came out with these lucite containers with a rose gold bottom. And if you can buy the larger oblong and then one of the square, they do actually stack inside each other. Now here I am using the acrylic shot glasses as a base. These acrylic shot glasses come in a pack of several, and so I glued 3 to the bottom of the smaller container, and then I used my glue gun to just put a bead of glue around, and now that's going to make a second tier in the larger one. This makes a fun organizer for office supplies and for makeup, and I bet you could think of 1,000 other ways to use it. If you come up with a great idea for this, make sure and comment and share it with all of us. Once I got this idea in my mind of stacking organization, I found so many ideas throughout the Dollar Tree store. The acrylic bowls and serving trays would make a great organization tool, as well as these deviled egg holders and these larger bowls. Now you could use this to organize scarves, jewelry, anything that has many small little pieces would fit really well in those little egg holders, and you would also have lots of storage underneath. If you're looking for a fun way to store garden supplies that aren't too heavy, things like gloves and tape and twine, you could use several of these pots with the trays underneath them. And as always, these locking storage are wonderful to stack one on top of the other. Since we're talking about stacking storage, these under sink containers are my absolute favorites for stacking and making the very most of under sink spaces. I featured these clear boxes a while back. They can be found in the kids section for Matchbox cars and Legos. Now, since I originally featured them, Dollar Tree has been carrying a similar item in black. So that would be great for things that you really don't want to be seen. As far as I know, if you're a fan of Bargain Bethany's channel, she is the first one that came up with this idea of acrylic trays from Dollar Tree fitting as lids on some of their containers. Now, this particular tray fits perfectly on the locker style containers. This is my favorite idea for making the very most of vertical space, especially when it's for backstock items that you maybe don't need to get to very frequently. Just because these containers only cost $1.25 does not mean they are flimsy. I have had many of these for a long, long time, and they're still going strong. This next idea is perfect for a special party or a special occasion that you may not want to spend a whole lot on decor, but you want to make it look really special. Dollar Tree almost always has these colored trays with seasonal plastic glasses, and all you need to do is buy 2 trays in a glass, glue them together, and for under $5, you have a really whimsical little decor. You can do the same thing with the bowls and champagne glasses. Now here you're going to see me using this as an organization tower, but you could easily use it for a party as well. As I told you in my last video, my husband and I found out that we are grandparents, and so we're going to be planning a baby shower, and these are ideas that I can't wait to use. I've had so much fun reading your comments about how many of you are going through your closets and drawers and finally getting them organized. I stand behind you 100%, and I hope that some of these stacking ideas are going to help you out if you have a really small space. Make the stacking drawer organizer with some foam core from Dollar Tree as well as a package of their acrylic clear cups. Now I cut the foam core to fit and glued those cups on so that they were touching, and they made 2 tiers that I used to organize my underwear and sock drawer. Use this stacking idea for storing lightweight paper goods and florals. Simply buy a package of Dollar Tree's cordial cups and hot glue them or Surebond them to the bottom of a cat pan. Now you have stacking organization for lighter weight objects. These $3 tackle boxes in the Dollar Tree Plus section are perfect for organizing all kinds of jewelry. Because you can take the dividers in and out, you can make them fit whatever it is that you need to store, and several of these will stack on top of each other and still fit in your drawer so nicely. My car glove box was an absolute disaster. I used to open that glove box and everything would just start falling out. So I came up with a stacking system using these Dollar Tree doll caddies. I labeled these with my Cricut Joy labeler, and I made 1 into a first aid kit, 1 into an important documents kit, and 1 to hold maps. These containers are the perfect shape and size to stack in your glove box, and you can alter this idea for whatever it is that you feel like you need to store in your glove box. Make a stacking organizer for condiments and all kinds of lunchbox items with these clear acrylic drawers. You can glue these one on top of each other as high as you need them to go, and they store perfectly in cabinets. If you're on a really tight budget and you need to have stacking storage for your cabinets, these SureFresh containers are exactly what you need. I recommend that you measure the dimensions of the space you're trying to fill and take those to the store with you. You will find a container that stacks and makes the very most of your cabinet space. Bookshelves are a great place for hidden stacking storage, and my favorite container for these is these wicker look baskets that are $3 from the Dollar Tree Plus section. I spray painted these to match the color of the bookshelf, and now it looks like one cohesive area. If you have an awkward closet space or just no room for a dresser, this idea is perfect for you. Pick up a hanging organizer from the Dollar Tree Plus section with several basins. They fit in perfectly and they're going to maximize your space by stacking. Dollar Tree has just started carrying these higher end looking lucite boxes. These fit perfectly with Dollar Tree's wire racks. They fit on top and underneath to create a stacking system that's going to make really efficient use of your space. When you have an organized home, it can really inspire you to take on some of life's bigger challenges. And I just want to remind each and every one of you that today is not the end of your story, so do not give up. Keep putting one foot in front of the other.